We're continuing our Shorter Catechism Devotional series. Last time we started looking at who Jesus is. We saw that he took a true body and reasonable soul, that he was like you and me, a person, and yet he was without sin, for he was born miraculously conceived by the power of the Holy Spirit in the womb of the Virgin Mary, born a miraculous birth. So he is a person like us, yet without sin. He's the God-man. But now we're looking at, okay, what does he do? How does he live? How does he serve? Who is this Jesus? Well, he's a prophet, a priest, and a king. We see that, first of all, in Shorter Catechism 23. But I want to look at something that's highlighted a little bit differently. I want to highlight something that you might not think about. If you look at chapter or question 23, see that there. What offices does Christ execute as our Redeemer? Well, as our Redeemer, he executes the office of a prophet, a priest, and a king. Okay, great. We're going to talk about that next time, because today I want to look at the idea that he executes these things. He lives in this world in a state of humiliation and exaltation. Okay, so that's where we're headed today. Who is Jesus? He is one who lives in a state of humiliation and exaltation for you and for me. That's what he did, coming down to earth. So let's think about that for a moment, okay? How was he humiliated? Obvious answer, he was humiliated at the cross. We killed him. That's the easy answer. That's like the Sunday school answer. But it's not less than that, but it is more, and this is how. First, his humiliation consists first in being born. Okay? Being born. Not just because he was born in a feeding trough, and he could have been born in a royal palace, and so yeah, it's humiliating. No, it's again more than that. It's that God, he leaves the perfect communion and relationship of the Trinity and comes to earth for us. He lays aside his divine majesty for us. That's pretty humiliating for God to go from divine majesty to little baby boy who poops in a diaper and pees in a diaper and has to be changed by mommy. Okay? That's pretty humiliating. We don't think of it sometimes, but that's part of his humiliation. What else is humiliating about Jesus? It's that he doesn't come as this royal king in a palace. No, he comes how? He comes from lowly means. But what form does he take? That of a servant. They're looking for a Messiah, a kingly Messiah, and they want this ruler like a actual king, like a Caesar almost. And they're given this Jesus who has come to serve. How else is he humiliated? Well, he was made he's actually subject to the laws he made. And he also has to live in this life that we live, undergoing pain and misery. This is not something that the divine God should have to ever do, but he does. Why? Because he loves us. He loves you and me. He does it for us. He is humiliated for us, and we see that in the ultimate way at the cross, where he takes all of our sin and our shame, all of our humiliation that we should feel humiliated over, and he takes that and dies for us. He takes that all on himself, takes all of our humiliation on himself, so that we might not be humiliated, but be redeemed and have new life. So that's his humiliation, okay? And he does that as a prophet, a priest, and a king. We'll look at those things later. But he's also exalted. His exaltation is that what happens after he's humiliated? He dies, and what happens? He rises again. He rises again. His resurrection is part of his glory. It's his saying, I am Jesus, the God-man. I am going to sit at the right hand of God the Father, because I'm part of the triune God. I am his son. And he ascends. That's part of his glory as well. And now he sits where? At the right hand of God the Father, and he's coming to judge the world again. Okay, that's a position of power as well. And so Jesus' life, we can see it in the Bible and the scriptures, it's divided into two areas: humiliation, his time here on earth, and then his exaltation, when after sin and death and hell itself has been defeated, he rises up in power and in glory to resume his rightful place in the heavenly places for us, to watch over, to intercede for us. So, who is Jesus? He's one who came and humiliated himself for us, but he doesn't leave himself humiliated. He leaves in glory and exaltation because he is God. He's God and he intercedes for you and for me. I hope that helps. We'll continue looking at this offices of prophet, priest, and king next time. But for now, who is Jesus? He was one born of a virgin. He took a real body, a reasonable soul, and he was humiliated for you and rises in glory for you as well.